Yeah.
Jackie said that's person.
Jackie can do that thing.
It's okay on the wheelchair? Or you want a chair?
No,
We can have chairs.
if the wheelchair's easier, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're gonna have them here, or we'll figure this out.
I can't
do this so fast.
That's fine. Yeah, you're only gonna do this.
I can't do this all the time.
Oh, thank you. Okay, put this one on, okay? Another one.
Oh, great.
Another picture, okay?
I have a friend who's born on May 4th, and she's a huge Star Wars fan, so it worked out well for her.
See, you have a camera. You need to smile.
That's Kylie.
Kylie.
Yeah.
She will take a photo on you because you're a celebrity. You are a celebrity, right?
Sure are.
Yeah, you're looking like. Yucky.
I'm just going to take a look and see how this will work. I think it'll be great. We'll get some natural light.
See, Jackie, I didn't realize that Kylie is also the camera person. What's the second person?
Oh, no, I do it all now. It's,
Can we hold this one first?
if we, and we might, let's get him settled first, and then,
I'm so used to watching news that I always thought it was a camera person there. I thought, oh my God.
So let's get, right about there is great, actually, I think, because I might have you, a little bit further, and then Jill, I'm going to get you in here somewhere, I think. And then we just need a little chair, like just one of those chairs. Sorry to be moving everything around on you.
Okay. We'll fix it up.
Yeah, so Jackie told me that 11 o'clock was a good time for my dad.
Oh, perfect.
It looks like it is a good time.
Yeah, we won't take too long. We'll do this, and then we'll just get some shots of you guys together, and maybe a little bit of the birthday stuff that's still up. And like I said, we have a lot of the photos and that sort of thing, so we'll get some shots of that.
Okay.
Do you guys know if there's like a photo album around here, like that you flip them through, or even these? Yeah, like you got pictures here, and that's great.
Yeah, there's a photo album just downstairs if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that afterwards. Not a problem.
So you're a Victoria person. Look at that in the car.
That's amazing.
That's where he went before.
Yes.
That's where he went before he was kicked out like his parents. We're living in Cumberland and not paying tax.
Oh, no, don't worry. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's part of his history here. Before the school in grade 11.
Oh my goodness. Doug, are you able to, I know it'll feel a little tight, but are you able to inch close? There you go. Yeah, nice. That totally works. Love it. Now, I'm going to put the microphone on you because you'll be doing the talking. Can you take it through this button and bring it out that one? If possible. So start there and...
You mean, you get your hair?
Yeah, and then bring it out the top and or just one of them. Hi! You're a celebrity now, Wayne! That's great. There?
Right, yeah, we can't do this.
I'm just going to put a little bit of a light on you guys. I'll tell people you'll thank me for it.
Jackie even trimmed my dad.
Oh, amazing. You're all fresh there, hey?
And shade.
I love it. I'm going to grab a chair as well just so that I'm at your eye level, if that's okay. Put all this back afterwards, but it's just easier for me to be right at the same eye level so I'm not squatting the whole time.
It's good, yeah.
Looks awesome. Can you get a focus on you?
Right now. Haircut without shave. You're smiling.
Nothing better than that, hey?
Yep. Good time with the day there.
And did you come over this morning?
Last night.
Oh, good. Nice. Thank you for doing that. That's amazing.
No, of course, I'm just happy that this actually came to realization.
Yes.
That it worked out.
It's great to have these.
Everything started at the time, like 100 years old, Exclusion Act.
Yeah.
Thursday, you're available, I'm available.
Perfect.
It just sort of all came together.
Oh, I'm so glad we made it work. Great. Well, we're ready to go. It was that easy. Doug, easiest question. Can you say and spell your first and last name for me?
My name is Douglas Chow, Douglas
Okay. And can you spell your dad's name as well?
My dad's name is Wayne Chow, Waynechow.
Okay, 1 second.
Right there?
You're
Wayne Chow.
Let me look this up a little more.
It's funny when you get your vaccinations, you wear a t-shirt so you can wear it. Good thing I didn't just wear a t-shirt.
You're all set here. I'm just gonna double check my audio. Bear with me. Good. I just like to double check it first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good. All right. We are good to go.
Good to go
So let's just start from how old is your dad? This is a big milestone, I understand, this year.
My dad turned 100 on May the 4th. So, and just happens that his 100th birthday is pretty close to the 100th anniversary of the 1923 Chinese Exclusion Act.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about your dad here, if you can. I've read his bio. He's had quite an amazing, incredible life.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about him, if you can.
Well, he was born in Cumberland, which is well, that's fine, right? Yeah. Okay, so he was born in Cumberland, which is near Nanaimo. The interesting thing about Cumberland is that it is in a coal mining area. And when I was young, my siblings and I all took music lessons at Craig Garrett Castle. And then I thought that, Robert Dunter, he's a coal baron. So it's sort of interesting, the connection between Robert Dunter, the coal baron, and how my grandfather ended up in Cumberland, where my dad was born.
Incredible. No way.
Yeah. So, so my dad was born in 1924, so that's why he's 100 this year. And he grew up in Cumberland. But then in the 1950s...
You know where Cumberland is?
I do know where Cumberland is. I love Cumberland. They have one of the best thrift stores in all of Vancouver Island now.
Kylie knows that. So then in the 30s, actually, that's when Cumberland wasn't doing so well. Actually, that's actually when my dad moved to Victoria to take his high schooling. So he moved when he was about 14, and he ended up in Vic High, and he also says North Ward. I'm not familiar with where North Ward is. And he went there till about grade 11, but he was just living with his aunt. So then the authorities found out that, his parents aren't pastors in Victoria. So he was, I guess I'll say, kicked out of school because he couldn't afford the tuition. But, because of family, his older sister by that time was married and in Dauphin. So his older sister took him in Dauphin. He worked in their restaurant. She paid for his tuition. He got to go to the University of Manitoba, became an electrical engineer, which is, at that time, when he graduated in 1950, actually it's still very rare for Chinese to go on to higher education. Worked for Saskatchewan Power for a couple of years, and then back in the 50s, when I think Wyze2 was doing lots of dams, they needed electrical engineers. So he got a job with BC Hydro. Probably, I think it was mid.
Where are you from?
I'm from Edmonton. That's where I grew up.
What?
Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh.
Yeah. And you were in Dauphin, Manitoba? That's where you went to high school? After Vic High?
Yeah, you went to Dauphin Collegiate. after Victoria, he went to high school in Dauphin, right, Dad?
And so came back, what year was that he came back to Victoria?
My sister, well, that'd be probably the late 50s, I think, because he retired in 1988 and he worked for Hydro around 33 maybe years.
Now, obviously, had a big family, that's right? 5 kids?
Yeah, there's 5, 6 siblings, and really that's what. I mean, he's so happy that he could bring up 5 children in Canada and give them the opportunities. Like when we were young, of course, it's a very different time when my dad was young, and of course, we all went to university and got our jobs. Of course, when my dad graduated from the University of Manitoba in 1950, at that time, because the Exclusion Act was only repealed in 1947, at that time, if you were a university grad, actually, very few Chinese could get professional jobs. So since my dad graduated in 1950, 2 years later, he was actually very fortunate to be able to practice his profession. I know there's lots of examples of Chinese universities just because of the time. So his timing for graduating was perfect. 3 years after the Exclusion Act was repealed.
Let's talk a little bit about his Chinese immigration certificate. I understand that's a really incredible piece of history that's now on display. Is that right?
No, but for some reason, like he knew the importance of it. So my older sister came in, was looking in the safety deposit box just probably 3 years ago, and found it, and that's what started it all. And then my friend, who's also interested in genealogy, said, Catholic Cement at the Chinese Exclusion Museum has this paper trail in it. You should really submit it. And he kept on poking me. You should really do it. And on about the third poke, I finally did submit it. And now, my dad, it's called a CI-45 certificate. It was issued to Canadian-born Chinese, and now it's actually on the wall in the Chinese Canadian Museum. And I've been so educated in all of this now because now is now, and Canada is, my dad would say, it's the greatest country to live in. But back then, of course, the CI-45 certificate, he got it taken when he was 7 weeks old, because in 1923, July 1st, is when the Exclusion Act was enacted 100 years ago. So there's a little picture of him with a 7-week-old baby, but you might be aware that at the bottom of the certificate it says this certificate does not establish legal status in Canada, even though it was produced for all Canadian-born Chinese. So that's really the conflict there, is that it was required of Canadian-born Chinese, but it says it does not establish legal status in Canada. So that was his certificate, and my sister finding it. She didn't find it and never would have it. That got me rolling on this. Naturally, when you get older, you're more interested in your family, and now I find my dad's history so interesting, and he's connected to the Chinese Museum. He's in UBC archive. We donated the original to the Cumberland Museum in Cumberland.
The original certificate?
Yeah, the original certificate is there. It's part of the exhibit. So,
what else would like to see it up with the other 400? I understand this is one of the biggest displays of the CI certificates.
The paper trail exhibit at the Chinese Exclusion Museum is very unique. Never before had an organization like, spearheaded by Catherine Clement to sort of organize this mass drive to in the public, just to getting the word out to the public that look in your drawers, look for these certificates. I'm putting together the exhibit, and there's never been an exhibit of these certificates like that. If it wasn't for this Chinese Canadian Museum, this exhibit never would have come to light. We required a chief like Catherine Clement, and I read a lot about this now, and it's never, it wouldn't have happened because I know that at the municipal, provincial, and federal government level, there's all the support and financial support for the museum and the exhibit. And this really shows so that, yeah, I mean, 100 years ago was 100 years ago, and that was then, but this is now, and it's further proof that, like my dad always sort of said, Canada is the greatest place to live. He loves the weather here. He loves Victoria, and you know, he did actually write this internal history for our family, and one of his statements that he wrote, I think in 2010, he says that Canada is such a just society now, much improvement from when he was young, and you know, although it's true that Chinese were discriminated against, you know, like 100 years ago, I mean that was the time. I mean, I realized that was the time when even 100 years ago, like, you know, we still talk about the Great British Empire. I, as a kid going to school, I was proud to look at the maps of red all over the globe. I loved, you know, reading the books with the British soldiers in their red uniforms, the white stuff. I mean, I love that. You know, so although, you know, it was a very tough time being discriminated against, you know, before. No, I recognize that that's just times, and it's totally the opposite now. That, like I say, Canada's a multicultural country, and the government, you know, supports all the different, you know, nationalities here. So, you know, of course, my dad can personally see the change, you know, because I mean, how many other, you know, 100-year-olds?
Do you know where Cumberland is?
I do know where Cumberland is. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, isn't it? Tell me, Asian Heritage Month this month, a reason. Why is it so important to hear for people, you know, non-Chinese Canadians to hear these stories and understand them?
Not just for people to understand that, well, Canada is a multicultural country, and it just makes people more aware of the contributions of all the different nationalities to the development of Canada, and how we've all contributed to Canada, and it just makes it more obvious to people. And you know, there's the old saying that those who not know history are deemed to visit history will repeat itself for those who do not know history. Well, just make people, you know, aware of, you know, how Canada, you know, changed so much for the better from 100 years ago.
And you touched on this, but your dad has seen the change and lived the change. I mean, what's it like for you to learn from that, and what do you take away from that?
No, for the change, I mean, like when history is personal, you learn it so much better, and really it just makes me thankful to live in a democratic, equal society like Canada. Aside from you know, Robert Duncan sort of bringing over a lot of laborers to work in I mean, it's true. Back when that happened in the late 19th century, it's true. That, you know, at the beginning of the 20th century, you know, that was during the era of the last emperor, and it's true. China was very weak. There was a lot of warlords at that time, and people were starving, and you know, Chinese. That's why so many Chinese, especially from the south, near the ocean. That's why so many Chinese immigrated to Canada, just because it was. I mean, one of my aunts sort of said that, you know, I mean, she did say before that you know, she didn't have a very good life in China, so she didn't want to go back. Only had bad memories of China, but you know, they came to Canada for a better life, and yeah, now look at it, going from the coal mines and being discriminated against, you know, to today. I mean, look at professional engineer, 5 children. We're all professionals. We're all equal. We're not discriminated against. The government puts us and all the other, nationalities. So no, I think we know we're very fortunate to live in Canada, and especially because the weather is so good in Victoria.
It was 100. You touched on this at the beginning. 100 years. Your dad turning 100 years old, coinciding with the Chinese Exclusion Act. Is that correct? That it was right.
Well, I mean, you can't vary it that because he was born in 1924. He was only 99 at the 100th anniversary.
Right.
Are you Chinese?
I am not. No, I am from. I'm from Edmonton. Mm-hmm. No, but I'm learning a lot by doing this story. It's amazing.
I was really interested in trying to.
Thank you so much. It's very, very good. And we're going to share it with a lot of people tonight on the news.
Maybe you'll be famous now.
Tell me what. I'm just going to wrap it up pretty quick here because we'll have to get a few shots and that sort of thing. But when you look at your dad and the life he's lived, how does it make you feel, Doug? You must be very grateful. Given
no, of course. Well, of course, I'm very proud of him, and just like my uncles who my three uncles who were part of the Canadian military during World War II. Actually, I'm just it's true. You look upon your uncles and your parents as your hero for all that they went through, so that I'm enjoying the equal life that I am now. Like there's when I was young there was a little bit of discrimination, just the typical high school boys calling me names, but now no for sure because of what the earlier generations did. I know I'm equal Canadian citizen. I know
that. Do you feel we've come a long way, or do you feel there's more room to grow?
Well, of course, there's always room to grow, and of course, we know during the pandemic, racism did increase, but I there was, of course, the mayor would have spoken out against it, and Trudeau, spoke out against it. So, like I said before, I think Canada is a very equal, peaceful country to live in, and I just think like my dad grew up. It's a very just society, and we are so fortunate to be. I make complain about taxes, but like I say, especially my wife. We've traveled all over the world, met other people, and I know we always have to come to say that we're Canadians.
Amazing, Doug. Great. That's amazing. Incredible. Thank you so much for all that. We're going to get a little bit more. I'm going to see if I can put this on your dad really quick.
Actually, he's very. Actually, I didn't expect him to actually be talking as much as
I'm going to put this on you here. Okay.
Put
it there. Hide that. Sorry.
No, like my dad is doing way better than I thought.
That's great. No, I wonderful.
Right, Jazzy?
Yes.
You're doing great.
Can you get mine?
Wow. Let's do another big smile. I missed that one.
Can I give the big smile? Yeah! Good job.
You can't take this boat
No.
Perfect. Okay. Let's talk about a couple. What do you love Canada? Tell me about Canada. What does it mean to you?
Do you like Canada, Dad? Yeah? Yeah.
Where you from?
I'm from Edmonton.
What?
Edmonton in Alberta.
Oh.
Yeah, but I live here now. How old are you now? Do you know what birthday you just had?
How old are you now? How old are you? Can you remember how old are you?
Big birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, Doug, do you want to ask him a couple questions? Just a little conversation, see if we can get.
Well, so Dad, do you know why Kylie is here today to talk to us and take pictures? No, Kylie is actually here today to interview you because you're 100 years old, you've got a CI 45 certificate, and I'm just here to help you talk. Really, you are the reason why Kylie is here today, and you're the star today. So it's so happy that you were talking to Kylie right now, right? You asked her where she's from, right? So it's really good that you're talking to Kylie.
That's wonderful. Thank you, guys. That's all good. It's not a problem. We can make this. I'm going to put this on. Good job. Great job. We're going to put this back on.
Where he born, he remembers. Where he was born, can remember.
But really, like honestly speaking, this is I'm very happy that we've been communicating.
No, this is great.
Today.
No, this is wonderful.
That's it. No.
And you said your sisters are. You live here with your sisters?
Yeah, my oldest sister. We have 5 siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So the oldest sister is number 1, and my younger sister is number 4 in the family.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to grab that or a couple of the photos, or if there's an album or anything?
I wonder, actually, what?
Sorry, we're connected. Yeah, I'll get some shots of that afterwards, but let's grab these for now. And just kind of look through them, and you can talk to him about what you're looking at.
So, Dad, do you remember what the Chow company is? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So is that your dad's store? Well, yeah, that's your dad's store. So this is Cumberland, right? Well, is this your dad's store, Chow? Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to get a shot of that if you can hold up the Chow again. Just hold it there. I have this digital picture.
Yeah, there's a bigger picture over there. No.
This one?
Yeah, that's the bigger picture of Chow. It's the Chow company. See, so like I say, my grandfather, he knew it's a lot safer to run a general store than to work in the mine.
Yeah, fair enough. He was a smart man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And what else do you have on there?
Well, and another reason why I sort of become interested in my dad's history is because every year there's a Cumberland reunion, and it's always held in Vancouver. But really, maybe my dad took part in it until maybe he was 85. Maybe, yeah, it was like, so maybe 1985. But really, after he stopped going, and one reason he stopped going was because, right, he lived in Vancouver and he lived in Victoria.
Right, yeah.
So I just felt that it was my obligation as his son to represent him. And by going to the Cumberland picnic, of course I didn't know anyone to give them because they were all from that generation.
Right.
Like that generation. Yeah. I didn't know anyone, but of course I get to know people, and then that sort of led to my dad's CI 45 certificate being part of Cumberland Museum, a seat at the table.
And so the one in Vancouver, the copy then?
So yeah, it's a copy, and I think it's because they were collecting so many. They requested that they only get very high resolution copies, and I made the decision to actually give it to the Cumberland Museum, also because that's where my dad's from, and of course, you know that so many certificates, of course, they get lost in the drawers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say I'm so fortunate that my sister Gating looked in the safety deposit box, and my dad, saved it in there. But I mean, in history, so much gets lost.
Right, exactly. It's amazing. I'm just going to get a quick set of these down here. And like I said, we have a lot of these digitized. And these are your grandparents?
Yeah. So that well, my dad said, which is the Chowley store. He's the Chow.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Chowley store. And that's my grandmother, who is the number 3 wife, because the number 1 wife died in China. The number 2 wife actually, for some reason, went back to China to give birth, but then, of course, she died giving birth in China.
Oh. Okay, and I'm just gonna get a couple shots of these here.
Also, of course, I mean, looking at my family tree, because there's 3 wives, unless I look at the family tree, it gets very complicated.
Right, yeah.
Who's who, and what, wife number 1, 2, or 3.
Good stuff. Wayne, are you getting a bit tired here? I'm going to unhook you here. And I might just get, Jazz, are you okay being on camera? Or you don't have to be if you don't want to, but you might just get some B-roll of getting...
The caretakers like Jeff and Adele, they're so, obviously they're so important to our family. And obviously my dad would not be in the good health that he is without Jazzy and Adele.
Oh, that's amazing.
They're the reason why he's still as healthy as he is.
Oh, I love it. That's amazing.
We good? We can see the baby later or tomorrow. We don't know.
It'll be on tonight, actually.
Tonight?
Yeah, we're going to have it on tonight.
Take a look tonight.
Do you guys have any pictures of his birthday that you can share?
Oh, good. Jeez, at least Jazzy can see that.
Okay, I will. I'll grab some food after Jazzy, if that's okay. And I'm gonna settling him in this chair if we can. I'm just gonna move some of this over so. Sorry, bear with me here.
Oh, good job, because I was going to say, do we have pictures?
I do have some.
Because I might do that instead of him just getting that. I might just grab the photos.
Lots of people, no solo pictures. Your family, it's okay. No solo picture is fine.
Pardon?
No solo picture.
If it's okay, if the family's okay with it, then.
Okay, Wayne, we're gonna